Hey, this is Chris with the Black Filmmaker Guy. I just want to tell you about a quick movie I saw on Netflix last night. It was called Lionheart. It's actually a Nigerian film, and it was really amazing. It was directed by, I'm gonna butcher the name here. The girl's name was Genevieve. Let me see. Naji, I believe you pronounce it, but it was very well directed. The movie was very well acted. The cinematography was incredible. I loved the story. It had a lot of heart to it. A lot of it talked a lot about. It was really a lot about family. So the story is about a woman who runs a transportation company with her father, and she wants to basically take over the company, you know, but when he falls ill, he actually brings in his uncle to help her run the company together. And they basically just have to work together to save the company before it gets acquired by someone else, and they maybe end up going into debt. So, but the story was really amazing. I just felt it had a lot of heart to it. I actually found out about the story. It was a post from Shadow and Act, I think, on Facebook that I learned about it, and I was like, you know what, this movie looks really good. I just saw it, and I could just tell there was something about this movie that struck something with me. So I said I have to check it out, and I did. And let me tell you, I was not disappointed. I was not disappointed at all. I love the customs and the culture of you know, of the movie. You know what I mean? And it brings up actually a good point about, you know, just Africa in general and cinema. I know a lot of films are being made there, Nollywood, things like that, but rarely are there films made for Americans to see, you know, African films, you know, unless you have to really go and search it out. But it's funny, you know, and obviously everyone knows that, you know, the way Africa has been sold to, you know, the world and its media has been not a good light. You know, they always show, you know, impoverished people in ghettos and violence and things like that. But watching this movie just gave me a whole completely different perspective on Africa and Nigeria. But just seeing that movie just had a lot of culture and the customs and the costumes and the language, and I saw it, and it just had a sense of family. There were things in it that I related to being an American, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, wow, you know, more Black Americans need to see films like this, you know what I mean? There was still this connection I felt to it, and it just made me, I don't know, it gave me a sense of pride, especially seeing the family and how they related to each other. You know, obviously, you know, family dynamics ranged and with everybody across the world, but this movie just gave, you know, I love seeing the family aspect of it, and the father and his love for his daughter, and the uncle and his love for his nieces, and the brother and the mom, and even the things they talked about, and how strict they were, and the rules and customs and the value system that they had, you know, I could relate to as well. I think anybody, you know, with a strong family can relate to, but I just love seeing that, you know, and I love too that it was a very established, well-to-do family as well, you know what I mean, rather than seeing the, you know, typical stuff that they show from Africa. This was about a pretty well-to-do family. I love the dresses and the costume. The costume design was very well done. I mean, seeing the main character and the way she dressed, and those bold dresses, and just the way it contrasted with with everything else, you know, it really pronounced her, you know what I mean? Just the cinematography was incredible. It really was. I mean, they did an amazing job. The directing was good. The acting was really good. I didn't even mind reading the subtitles. I did not have a problem with that. But this movie, you know, and obviously it felt African. You know, you can fake Africa. You can try to fake Africa, you know, with in cinema, but you know, you could tell this movie was truly authentically African. And when I mean fake Africa, you can look at, you know, Black Panther, you can tell that most of that wasn't shot in Africa, and because of it, it didn't feel as African as it probably should have, you know what I mean? This movie felt it. It felt like it was drenched in the culture, and it had everything about it that, you know, you could feel the grit of it, you know what I mean? It had a certain texture to it that gave it this authenticity that you know, that I probably haven't seen in other films, but and you can tell it was a smart movie. You know what I mean? It had a traditional narrative, but it was a smart movie. It was not overacted like sometimes you see from Nollywood movies. And, you know, it wasn't overacted. It was subtle, had nuances to it. You know, it was just had a structure to it that I like. And, you know, it had a foundation, and that, you know, obviously was a good story. But just when you know, first of all, you start with a good story, then build on that with good acting, good production design, and things like that. And it was just really, it was a well done movie, very well acted. And I liked it. It was a good movie. So check it out. Check it out on Netflix whenever you get a chance. It's called Lionheart. And I'll catch you guys later.